Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
In today's show, you'll hear what caused the fire inside of CHS on March 6th.
You will get an update on a Carroll grad and her fight against cancer.
And you'll see how the boys and girls track teams are ready for their season.
All of that and more coming up next.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Willow Wiggy.
And I'm Michaela Shirey.
Recently, Carroll experienced a fire resulting in the evacuation of students and the involvement of the Huntertown Fire Department.
The situation left many students wondering exactly what happened. Studio 415 reporter Sam Cologne has more on the story.
I had the chance to uncover what occurred on March 6th and witness how students and staff reacted to this situation. Tuesday, March 6th at about 1:40 p.m., the fire alarm in Carroll High School went off. Students and staff were first told to stay in their classrooms until further information was found. A significant amount of smoke produced from a small fire was found circulating out into the hallways. Because of this, the building was then evacuated. The fire started in the paint lab of Rick Norton's room, located in the industrial technology wing of the building. The flame was accidentally sparked during his advanced manufacturing class. A student in the paint lab at the time managed to put out the fire with a nearby fire extinguisher, but the smoke the fire created still triggered the sprinklers. There was difficulty in getting the sprinkler system to turn off, resulting in a small flood that staff and firefighters were still able to clean up quickly. Students in the classroom reacted well to the situation, and because of this, they all remained unharmed. Junior Hunter Mister noted the shock of seeing the fire in the classroom.
We just heard that there was like a fire, because Mr. Norton obviously wasn't alerted, and we went out and saw it, and I guess we kind of just didn't believe it. We kind of just sat there and looked at it, didn't really think it was a real thing happening, and then eventually we, understood and we evacuated.
CHS Principal Brandon Bidding recognizes that the cooperation and communication between students, staff, and the fire department aided in preventing this situation from becoming larger.
I think communication is critical to it, which is why we remind our students even during, whether it's a drill or an actual event, to be quiet during those moments because we're trying to get information moved out.
Bidding also notes that it's important to be mindful of potential dangers, and he was very happy with the way everyone kept this in mind.
And again, I will say, with the event that happened last week, with just some of the changes we had recently made to our audible alarm system, I was pleased with how our staff and students reacted initially to the first response of the audible alarm.
A month later, Norton said there was no permanent damage left to his paint lab, and his classroom went back to normal. For Studio 415, I'm Sam Cologne.
35.8% of men and women at one point in their lifetime will be diagnosed with cancer.
Studio 415 reporter Luke Rellew dives into one person's life who was impacted drastically by cancer while a student here at Carroll High.
Emily Jovevski is a 2017 Carroll graduate who battled cancer throughout high school. As a freshman, the school supported her with #EmmyStrong. 4 years later, her fight continues.
Emily Jovevski is a former student at Carroll High and has battled cancer for the last 4 years of her life. It started freshman year when she was diagnosed with synovial sarcoma. This is a rare cancer that occurs in the connective tissue of the body. For Emily, her cancer was located in her leg. Before the cancer hit the first time, Emily was just a normal girl in her freshman year.
Life was good, I was starting my second semester freshman year, and I felt pretty good about where I was at, academically, and when it hit, it was took us all by surprise, so.
Once diagnosed with cancer, the fight began for Emily and her family as one. For Emily's mother, Jody Jovevski, has been a rough 4 years personally, worrying about Emily when she is away and still maintaining a life at home.
It's been a very hard 4 years, especially with one down in Indy most of the time and two others active kids at home still. So it's been a lot of back and forths.
Once Emily fought off synovial sarcoma, the relief was amazing for the Jovevskis as a family. Knowing that Emily was healthy was a relief for the community as a whole at Carroll. The whole school was behind Emily in her fight with cancer. With so many supporting, it was shocking to hear the news that hit everyone. Emily was diagnosed with cancer again. However, this time it was leukemia. For Jody, this was a feeling of defeat for the whole family.
It was very hard. It was like a punch to the gut. Not what we were expecting to hear that day when we were down for scans at all. Total surprise.
Now the whole process that Emily had already been through once was upon her again. This time with more treatments and pain that she had ever experienced.
Each of the chemos were bad on their own, but I think the worst part was the bone marrow transplant itself. not the day of, but I mean the days afterwards, just because it was so intense and just the side effects from that were really harsh.
Recently, doctors told Emily that she is cancer-free for the second time. This feeling is unimaginable for this family. Emily Jovevski, sister of Emily, explains that feeling that just not her family felt, but the whole community as well.
I don't think like I've ever been that happy. It was so good.
It was wonderful. I'm ready to hear those words completely, all the time.
After being in isolation for 6 months to protect her from the outside viruses, Emily is now trying to regain her life and live it to the fullest. For Studio 415, I'm Luke Relyu.
The Carroll Indoor Percussion Ensemble traveled to Indiana State University in Terre Haute this past weekend to compete in their state competition.
The Drumline finished out the season with a strong performance and placed 7th out of 22 groups that performed in Class A.
Every day, students struggle carrying all of their materials to and from the classes because of how much everything weighs.
A teacher noticed how this was affecting students and decided to step in and try to help. Studio 415 reporter Emily Voigt has this story.
Backpacks are not allowed to be worn throughout the school day due to safety issues, though some students as well as teachers have noticed that multiple times throughout the day, students struggle with holding all their supplies. Students continually drop calculators, pencil cases, books, and even laptops. Substitute teacher Steve Rittenauer brought up the idea to Megan Scholl, a fashion teacher at Carroll High School, and together they came up with a prototype.
We came up with an idea that would allow students to carry their books and laptops safely on their backs without having a backpack that concealed things.
She calls it the strap pack. It's made up of buckled straps that are stitched together to more buckled straps. The strap pack is completely unenclosed so that everything is easily seen. There are no pockets and it's only made for books to be strapped in. Students like the idea of wearing a backpack to carry their books, but they would prefer wearing their own book bags.
I think I would enjoy wearing my book bag in school because it would make it easier on myself personally, because I'd have all my stuff right there instead of having to go back to my locker and wasting time.
I'm not really sure it's that convenient, seeing as things might fall out. If you need other personal stuff in there, you can't have that conceived if you need to.
I don't really like the idea of that kind of book bag. I wish we could, wear our own book bags, but I see the problem with that. But I think having a school-made book bag, we could still use it.
Scholl says she would like the strap back ready by next school year, but if it goes nowhere, she still enjoyed the process, and it was nice to see her students seeing the product fruition and help improve it as well. If you have any ideas on how to improve the strap pack, let Megan Scholl know in room 131. For Studio 415, I'm Emily Voigt.
The boys and girls track and field season is officially underway.
After a great 2017 year, the team looks to make this one an even better season.
Another season of Carroll track is here. After a successful indoor season, the team is headed outdoors where competition will ramp up. Going into his 4th year of being head coach, David Brooks continues to teach the same philosophies that he did when he first came in.
Just control what you can control. Ours is a sport where you can't really implement some offensive play or a defensive schematic to try to throw somebody off. You're in your lane doing your thing, so we control what we can control. We can't let other people's results or what other people do dictate whether or not we're happy with the performance.
Track is different than most sports in the aspect that it's both an individual and team sport. Also, the boys and girls teams both warm up together and go through the same workouts. Junior Abby Green enjoys the close bond that track and cross country have brought her and her friends.
We've definitely gotten closer as a team because track, it's really easy to get so focused on your individual events that you forget that it's a team sport and you place as a team, and that you still develop that camaraderie.
Most track athletes are independent with their warm-ups on meet days. This style of coaching has led to 3 straight regional championships for the boys track team, as well as the girls cross country team finishing state runner-up in 2015, 16, and 17. With all of these great accomplishments, Coach Brooks doesn't like to take too much credit, as he believes the athletes' willingness to independently work hard has paid off.
The guys 4x1 won the state meet last year and the 2nd fastest time of any school, I guess 3rd fastest technically. But yeah, we ran really well. That stands out. The guys cross-country team won the 2016 title. That stands out. The girls have been runner-up for 3 consecutive years. That stands out. I remember my first year head coach and winning regional was pretty fun. That had been the first time we did that on the guys' side for a while.
Along with the success of the Carroll running teams, some of the athletes tend to be superstitious before their event.
I listen to Disney soundtrack before I run, and I always wear the same outfit before I run. I've worn the same pair of Percussion shorts since 7th grade.
The work hard attitude has paid off big for the boys and girls track teams. Come out this Saturday and see the boys as they head to Northside and the girls as they head to Northridge. From Studio 415, I'm Garrett Ambergy.
That's all we have today. Thanks for watching.
We want to tell Carroll stories, so please let us know what you want to see here.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.